What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down 3 tips for wide receivers to improve their blocking skills. Okay, fellas? So I hope this video helps you guys out. And also, you guys, starting soon, starting next month, we're going to be starting like a weekly kind of podcast, like interview type show where we're going to be trying to interview NFL players, college players, NFL coaches, and college coaches. So if you guys have any kind of guests that you guys would like to see, and it could be anybody from the level of like Davante Adams, Tom Brady, whoever, anybody that you would like to interview about their technique, about what they like to do, about what they do in the offseason. That's what the main focus of it is going to be. Don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below, you guys. We'd appreciate the feedback because we want to obviously have people on that you guys like and that you guys would like to see me interview. Okay, so again, hope this helps you out. Leave those questions below. Let's get started with this video. So first things first, when this guy comes off and makes this block, we have to be lower than the DB, right? So low man is going to win. That's the first thing that's going to always help you with your blocking skills. So a lot of wide receivers will come off. They'll come off with a real high pad level. They'll stand up with their chest, and then they try to make a block. All that DB is going to do is stay in this explosive position, give you a quick move, swat the hands, and then go make a play on this run, right? So we have to make sure that I'm getting lower than this guy. That is number one, and that is basic day one football stuff, fellas. The low man is going to win. Even when you were taller, you see how Pickens here, he's able to drop low. He's got a good base, and he's able to stay lower than this DB and drive. Low man is always going to win, and the guy who always has that explosive pad level position is always going to win on this DB. So again, that's number one. Number one thing to improve your run blocking skills is we have to be lower than the DB. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great example of him lowering that pad level and being able to drive, which takes me to tip number 2. So the second thing that we have to focus on when we're making a block is we got to have a good base and we have to drive from my hips. So what does that exactly mean? How do I actually do that? But before I break this down, fellas, I want to talk to you about a great opportunity this offseason we are going to be offering. We are traveling out to 6 different states across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback and wide receiver training camp. So if you guys are local to the Atlanta, Georgia area, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, or Los Angeles, California area, and you want to come get some work with myself and my staff of coaches for 2 whole days, 4 hours each day, check out that very first link in the description below. Again, these camps, fellas, we're limiting spots, 10 to 12 guys per position group. So again, it's going to be smaller scale. The goal is not to get a million kids out there and just run you guys through a bunch of drills for 2 days. The goal is to actually teach you and help you get better. We're going to slow things down. We're going to explain things. We're going to talk about scenarios. It's not one of those camps that you're used to where everybody just gets a t-shirt and number and we're just going to let you run through. That's not what we're trying to do. So if that sounds like something that's going to help you guys get better, because that's the main goal this offseason, check out that very first link in the description below for some more info, more details, and if you'd like to sign up. So again, very first link below, fellas. We'd love to have some of our YouTube community come out to one of our off-season camps. Let's get back to this video. So now I talk a little bit about base and power, right? So when you drive at this DB, this is part of also staying low at the block. You want to make sure that we have a good, powerful base, right? This is why it's so important for wide receivers to work on, I think a great exercise, power cleans, because it also helps your base, but it also helps that explosion from your hips. I love squats. I love jump squats for wide receivers because those exercises help you directly translate to this, right? He's got a good base, feet are a little bit outside his shoulder, like shoulder width apart. He's lower than the DB because of the good base. And when he goes to drive, he shoots his hips up. You see how he's trying to drive off of these legs and he is driving his hips forward. That's how you want to think of this thing. I learned this from an offensive line coach who coached at USC for a little bit, and he told me that with linemen, he's like, I don't have my guys do bench press, and I was like, why? And this is before before I learned a lot of the mechanics having to do with blocking and things of that nature. I'm like, why? Wouldn't that help them with blocking? That does not help you with blocking because he says blocking is all from your legs and all from your hips. So power cleans, squats, jump squats, plyometrics, those all directly translate to what you do when you block. It is not with your arms, because if you were just using your arms, a bigger, stronger DB or D lineman in their case would just swat your hands and go. So we have to make sure that I keep a good base and I'm driving from my hips, and that is where my power is going to be coming from. So get lower than that DB, drive from your base, and drive up from your hips. Let's watch the thing again, full speed. So that is the second tip, fellas. Make sure we are driving from my hips, have a good, strong base to make sure I have some power on my blocks. So now, last tip that I want to address, finish the play. That is the last thing that is going to help your guys' run blocking improve. Because as a wide receiver, sometimes you never know. Why a running back might get this ball, like even if it's like, let's say, for example, it's like a zone left concept, right? Or something like of that nature. Zone right, excuse me. And so this running back's taking off and we're blocking and the play's not even going our way, but that running back hits a cutback lane and he tries to bounce it back outside. If I block this guy and I don't stay with him, that's going to look very, very bad on me. So that's one of the critiques I have on all three of these clips is that Pickett's here, when he hits this block, he just kind of doesn't really stay with it. He just stands up. And again, this guy's on the ground. I understand. It might not be the best idea to lay on him or something like that. But we got to stay with the block. We have to stay ready. We can't just make this block and then just pop off, because if this guy ends up running off the edge or hitting a cutback lane and this guy gets up and makes a tackle when it could have been a touchdown because I didn't stay with the block, that's going to look really bad on me. So we have to make sure, fellas, that we stay with our blocks. We stay on them. We stay in explosive position. I keep my feet driving. I keep my legs driving, and I keep my hips driving. Do not stop on the play. Make sure that we attack this guy. We drive from my legs and my hips. I get lower than him. All those things that we covered. Good pad level, but I got to make sure that I finish the play and I stay with the play. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Just don't be this guy who blocks and thinks they got it. Block with him and stay with him. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that we covered in this video, don't hesitate to leave that in the comments section below. And again, fellas, if you'd like to come out to one of our off-season training camps, check out that very first link in the description below. We're coming out to Atlanta, Columbus, Chicago, Dallas, Nashville, and Los Angeles. 2-day camps, 4 hours each day. Check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.